Well, it's really about human rights. Farm workers in this state are some of the hardest working people that make a great contribution to the state. And they're also vulnerable. And there have been too many instances of these hardworking Californians um, being victims of employers and contractors who, have not looked out for them. I mean, we've seen too many heat-related deaths and injuries, too many workplace accidents, too many farm workers who don't get compensated for, their honest day's work. And this bill makes it easier for them to have a collective voice, makes it easier for them to join a union. It is very similar to the debate going on in Washington, D.C. right now around the Employee Free Choice Act to make it easier for Americans to join a union. And as I said on the floor, there's a lot of debate back and forth about, well, do you have a closed secret ballot election or do you allow people to sign up for a union? And those arguments are important, but it really is a little form over substance. Because the bottom line is, do you believe, and do we believe as Californians, that the hardest working, most vulnerable workers ought to have an easier ability to have a collective voice and to join a union? And I believe so, very, very strongly, and this makes it easier. In the decades since the Agricultural Labor Relations Act passed, the fact of the matter is secret ballot elections have not worked. It's too easy to intimidate workers. It's too easy for employers to call farm workers into a small office and say, you better not get involved in this or else you're going to lose your job. And it just is not a system that has been conducive to giving agricultural workers, our farm workers, a collective voice. The law already provides severe sanctions for anybody engaging in intimidation or fraud, and those laws, even with the passage of this bill, will remain on the books. The question is, how do we make it easier for farm workers to have a collective voice and to have their rights and their dignity protected in more ways than currently exists.